Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to create a little video to help you learn how to navigate around my course design in Canvas. Every teacher who teaches an online course has a different design. And so if you took a course before this one, the design is likely to be quite different. And if you've never taken one, this will really be helpful. It'll introduce you to a little bit of how Canvas works. I'm going to share the screen here and show you a draft of the course the way I have it right now, and this is not a finished draft. So what we have here is you'll see up in the upper left hand corner. This is very important. See where the cursor is moving around? It says home. Whenever you're lost, click home. It'll take you back to the home page. And this is roughly what it's going to look like, except I won't be in the upper right hand corner talking at you. And like I said, I'm still designing the course. So for instance, it says your class ID for our sections Turnitin account is, and there's a question mark there, but the number will be there. And every week I have announcements at the very top. And that's very important, is to look for the announcements there. Here's an announcement that says AI generated text will lead to a bad grade. I would expect that you would read that. And by the way, my policy about artificial intelligence will be explained throughout the rest of the class, but essentially, I want you to avoid using it, even using it like for ideas and then trying to paraphrase those ideas into your own. Students run into a lot of problems with trying to do that and it doesn't work and it ends up getting flagged as AI anyway. So not just for me, but for teachers beyond me, I'm trying to get my students out of the habit of using AI. It doesn't really help you learn how to be a writer. You really need to learn how to come up with ideas in your own writer's voice. And I'll have other announcements like that up here, but let's get into some positive things instead of focusing on AI. You'll notice week one, I have a quick friendly note, and there's a video in there. You don't have to watch the videos, but I highly recommend that you do because they explain what's later written on in text. So if you click on here, for instance, you'll see that you have a couple of different ways of absorbing my lecture here. And that is a video. You click on that, listen to me and watch me talk. And then the same ideas are reinforced here. Now, what I would recommend that you do with every week is you read all of this, you watch the video, and think of it like a book. Go down to the bottom right hand corner, see where it says next, click that, brings up the next page. Now there's more information for you to read and another little video in here. And once you've experienced the video and read all its material, click next, and there's another page that will come up. And what I would recommend is go click home here, go back to the home page. I'll come on full screen for a second here. Is that don't just kind of randomly poke around on the website and look at this module and then out of sequence look at another one at first. At least I would recommend, just like you're reading a book one chapter at a time, you wouldn't pick up a novel and read chapter 3 first and then read chapter 1 and then read chapter 6. The course is designed to have a sequence, and so I would highly recommend that you do that. Let's go back to screen sharing and I'll give you a quick tour of other important areas on our class Canvas website. You'll notice that there's kind of a pattern here. We've got the lectures and discussions and material that you read. There's the first week, because it's introductory information, there's a course resources section. I would highly recommend that you make yourself aware of this. Week number one, there's not a whole lot to do. I do want you to write an introductory icebreaker assignment that won't affect your grade. You won't have to worry about it. That will all be explained in week number one. Um, there are discussions. That's what this little icon here means. And every week, I would like you to do some discussions. And again, right now, the due dates you see here are just sort of roughed out. They may change a little bit when you get to week number two. Number three, similar patterns. There'll be lecture content. There'll be some discussions every once in a while. I will have a quiz, and the quizzes are designed mostly to help you reinforce your information in class. They don't really affect your grade that much, so I wouldn't stress out when you see something that says course quiz. Like, for instance, there's a syllabus quiz right here in number one. See that? Um, don't worry about your grade on the syllabus. It's just there, the syllabus quiz, to help you reinforce all the information that's on that syllabus. I would recommend um, to use this experiment, reading the syllabus, as a way of studying writer's voice. You can definitely hear my voice in there, and then you can hear the voice of the bureaucrats that have created all of this language that's kind of negative and intimidating. And it's a very interesting study in hearing somebody's writer's voice, but also it's a really good exercise in general to learn how to read a syllabus for courses beyond mine. This course is reading and writing in many ways. And so everything that you read, everything that you write in my course is designed to help you be successful in courses beyond mine. Um, there is an area I'd like to talk to you about. It says grades up here, and I can click on it right now. It's not going to have anything in it because nobody's participated yet, but this is really not your grade in the course. There are, yes, a bunch of discussions and exercises to do, and students get a little confused because of the word grades, but this is not really your grade in the course. It's just your scores on the class participation discussion threads. And class participation in this class is only about, I think, 15% of your overall grade. And I don't want you to get distracted with this and keep checking on it, because it's really not that important. What's really important in this class, it's a writing class. So your scores on your essays and on your research paper are very, very important. And those will all be sent to a software program and website called Turnitin.com. Your research paper is 40% of your grade. The portfolio of 4 two-page essays is another 40% of your grade. So that score you see for the discussion threads, class participation, is not anywhere near as significant as your research paper and your essays. And this course is set up for success. You will have numerous opportunities to get my feedback and revise if you're not happy with the score, and send me a second draft to evaluate. That includes all the two-page essays and the research papers. So my emphasis is on success, not on grading. And that's another reason that I don't want you to get all hung up on looking at that score there. One last screen share, and then I'm going to set you free to go to the next page in this course. As you get used to navigating this, and don't do it on your cell phone, by the way. It doesn't make any sense to take an online course on your cell phone. Try to write your essays with your thumbs or whatever, poking in the tiny little keyboard there. Get used to looking at this on a computer, because the design is pretty easy to follow if you do that. There are some important things. Students will be asking me, how do I sign up for Turnitin? And this is where you will have your class ID right here and your enrollment key, which is, by the way, the word password. And I know people are going to be sending me emails saying, what's my class ID? What's the enrollment key? It's going to be announced on your announcement page. It will be here in this section of week 1. And again, get used to the flow. When you get to week 2, there's no longer all of that introductory material, so it goes by much quicker. There will be readings in a textbook that you will get for free. You do not have to buy a textbook. Let's take a quick look at one of those chapters. And each textbook chapter actually has a half-hour PBS video about writing that I produced, that's been used literally by thousands of teachers and millions of students across the country. It's taking a while to load in for some reason. Let's see if I can get it to show up quicker. Here it is. Okay, the internet's a little bit slow today. There's this chapter here. There's a lot of different ways of launching the video. The easiest is there's a blue link, and if you click on that, the video will come up. For those of you who like to use QR codes, there's a QR code there that will launch the video. Each chapter has a lot of text in it that you're expected to read, just like any textbook, with lots of pictures and stuff built into it that are variations on what you will see. Let's click on here and see if a little bit of the video comes up. It should just load right into your system. And if you click there, the video will play. I don't know if you hear the audio at all.
Once you're out beyond freshman, there are times when you're given completely open topics.
And now I have to figure out how to get that video to stop playing. Oh, oh boy.
Terrifying, or at the least, anxiety producing and a bit confusing.
There we go. I got it to pause now. So anyway, that should give you a quick run through on how to use the course. We will have those chapters and videos. There'll be a number of discussion threads where I'll ask you to discuss what you read in the chapter and what you learned from the video. I highly recommend that you cite a specific moment in the video to prove to me that you've actually watched it. That's the evidence that I have. But I also, by the way, can see on my end of the internet if you stream video or not. I can see a lot of stuff that you do at the teacher's end of Canvas. So I have had students tell me, well, I've been doing all the work, but then I look at it and they've only spent for an entire 18-week semester 4 or 5 hours online. You know, if you spend 50, 60 hours online during the semester, I'll know. And maybe I'll close with, I'm a very positive person. I know that 95% of my students really want to learn. There's always that 5% that are like just, you know, nailing it if they don't care. It's easy to see who they are. And I'd rather not emphasize that. I'd rather emphasize, I want you to succeed. If you work hard, you're going to learn how to write well. You're going to learn how to succeed in courses beyond the English department. And there'll be many of them where you have to write essays, research papers, and reports, no matter what your academic major is. This is the course where you learn how to write successfully in college. So enjoy it, embrace it, learn how to make your writer's voice confident, and you'll do well in this course and then well in courses beyond mine. I'll see you on the next page. This is plenty long enough for week number 1.